Everyone, my name is Kim. In this short 15 to 20 minutes videos, I'll be working with Miss, Mr. Blagojce and Mr. Colin to teach you how to use digital stories, which we'll be going to use is Scratch platform of the programs on how to create digital stories. Okay, in this first lesson, what is our learning intention? The learning intention will be like you will understand that computers follow the simplest or complex instruction in a specific orders, or we call as what sequence to create a digital stories. And what's our success criteria, which means at the end of this lesson, you can or you're able to identify the beginnings, middle, and the end of a digital stories. You can arrange the codings block in the correct sequence to create a simple animations. You can also explain that changing the orders of instruction change the outcomes of the programs. You can use the words of sequence, algorithms, instruction, and programs when describing your own digital stories. Okay, Okay, let's begin the lessons. Our first lesson with the do now activities. I want you to get yourself into pairs or in groups, or you want to walk by yourself. It's totally fine. For now, after you have get yourself into in pairs or in groups, yep, and get out your and now you go to grab up your whiteboards or mini whiteboards and markers, or grab yourself a piece of paper, a piece of blank papers, and have a read of these short stories. After that, you have read of this short story everyone's and decide within your groups or in pairs. And right now, what will be the sequence of this story? What will be the beginning of the stories? What will be the middles of the stories? And what will be the end of the stories? Have a discussion. Have a discuss and have a think about it. Yeah. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate it. And everyone's having eyes on me first for now. I would like to say thank you and everyone who works very well. Everyone has worked very well and have a great discussion, having great points during the do now activities. So now what do you think will be the sequence? I heard a lot of different students or your friends have been saying like, Beef is happy is the beginning of the stories, or Beef see a big cake, he eats the cake is the end of the story. And with the dogs, it's very hungry. Will be the middles, maybe? Yeah. So actually, what will the beginning of this story is with the dog is very hungry and follow up with the middle of the sequence middle orders with beef sees big cakes and he eats the cakes. And the end of the story will be the beef is very happy because he eat the hang because he eat the cakes and he feels not hungry anymore. Yes, I think everyone will be wondering what is the teacher, Mr. What Kim is talking about? What is the sequence? What is the orders? Yeah. So here's some vocabularies. So what we means for sequence? First sequence is the correct order or steps or events, and how we going to use it when we describe our this digital story. The example I will show you later. First, the example for the sequence will be like, first Scratch walked into the rooms, then her friend said, surprise! And finally, everyone celebrates. My stories follows the correct sequence, which with the beginning, middle, and the end. And the next one will be the algorithms. It means a set of step-by-step instruction to complete a task, which will be like a coding instruction will be more familiar with latest when you use the Scratch programs. And how we're going to use it. The coding blocks I used to make Scratch work, and the friend said, surprise, are my algorithms. And the next one, instruction. Instruction, I believe everyone already knows, but just be in case. So it means a single command that tells the computers what to do. How we're going to use the move block and the set blocks are instructions that tell my character what to do. Yeah, and the last, programs. What is the programs? Program is all the instruction put together to make something happen on the computer, which we'll be using the Scratch as our programs. How we going to use? My programs make the characters move, talks, dance, sings, walk around, or whatever, like any motions, and celebrate the birthday parties. All of us,
I'm going to
everyone
show you an
here, having
example for
understand
the third
what
digital
the
story
vocabularies,
to
what
having
is sequence,
ideas.
what is the diagrams, and what is instruction, and what is our programs, and how we're going to use it when we explain to describe our digital stories. Yeah, and now we're going to watch a short video about examples that me, him, and what Mr. Blagojce and what Mr. Collins, we three of us, we create a short digital story by using Scratch. We are going to use for later. Yeah, and yeah, that's all. Okay. After we have watched our examples, for now we're going to do the same things again. So get yourself in pairs or in groups and discuss about what do you think is what will be the sequence of the stories, what will be the beginnings, and what will be the middles, and what will be the end of the stories. Okay, everyone's eyes back on France. Thank you. I see a lot of I hear a lot of good discussion going through. Okay, so what will be the beginning of our the example what I just show you? So in the beginning of the story, the character Scratch having said goodbyes to ducks and fox after the school, so he's heading home. And the middle of the story will be the Scratch having a think about why the duck and fox is so quiet for today. Maybe there are some things happens. And the end of our story is the duck and fox showing about a big surprise of birthday cake, and the Scratch is feel very happy, and he said, "This is my best birthday ever." Yeah. Before we use the computer or use the Scratch to create our digital stories, firstly, here's the rules when we use the technology or the computers. Yeah, what we need to do, we follow our school technology policy, which means we not access unrelated website. We just use the website that we related when we create our digital stories, and only using the Scratch programs when create your digital story. And all your works will be not shared publics and just only share in these lessons. And we need to handle our all device very carefully and ensure all the cables are managed safely and to prevent your friends going trappings. And we are not allowed eatings and drinkings in these computer rooms. As I said in the beginning of the lessons, the platform you will be used is Scratch. How are we going to access? Here's the some steps over here. Open your Googles and go to the search buttons. Type in Scratch and press the enter, and you will select in kind of field of result and select the first one, which is the Scratch Imaging Program Share, and then you need to create an account. After that, you have done your creating your account. You just need to log in with your account. After you've done your logins, and you just click select the create on the top left corners in the Scratch website, and now you can create your own digital stories.
Hi everyone, now that Mr. Kim has introduced us to a fun lesson today, we're going to create our own digital stories using Scratch. Let me show you around Scratch. On the left side, we have coding blocks. These are like puzzle pieces that tell the computer what to do. In the middle, we have our script area, where we drag and arrange our blocks. And on the right, we have the stage, where our character moves and performs actions. This is our sprite, our character. We can make it do different things by dragging coding blocks into the script area. Before we add any blocks, we always start with the When Green Flag Clicked block, located here. This tells the Scratch when to start our program. When we click the green flag at the top right, it tells us when the program to start, and next to it there is a red stop button, and it will tell us when to stop the program. Now, I'm going to give my Scratch some commands. I want my Scratch to say hello for a few seconds and move 10 steps. But wait, which block do I need first? Let's look at our blocks. I need my character to say something. Where do I find a block that makes my character speak? Yes, the look category. All the blocks that change how a character looks or what they say are in the look category. I'm going to click on the look section and look for a block that says say hello for 2 seconds. I'll drag this block into the script area and connect it to the green block. What happens if I don't do this? Think with your partners. Max, would you like to share? Yes, your command won't start if you do not drag your block underneath the green flag. Now, I also need my character to move. Where do I find a block that makes my character move? That's right, the motion category. All the blocks that make a character move, turn, and glide are in the motion category. I'm going to click on motion and look for a block that says move 10 steps. I'll drag this underneath the look block. So now I have 2 blocks underneath my green flag. The say block from the look category and the move block from the motion category. Why did I put the move block underneath the say block? Yes? Exactly, the computer reads instructions from top to bottom, just like when we read a book. First it reads the say block, then it reads the move block. This is called a sequence. The order matters. Now watch what happens when I run my program. Now it's your turn to try. You're going to work with your partners, remembering you can use your devices now. First, open Scratch on your laptop. You should see the Scratch cat on your screen. Hands on your heads once you got this. Now, we're going to copy what I just did on the board before. You're going to give your Scratch some commands. I want you to make your Scratch say something and then move. Remembering? Say something and then move. But what is the first block we need before we start, Dylan? Yes, the green flag block. Without this block, our program cannot start. Can everyone put your hands on your heads once you've found this block? Fantastic! Now that you have this block, can everyone drag this block into the scripting area? Next, we're going to look for the look category on the left-hand side. We're going to find the block that says say hello for 2 seconds and drag it into our script area underneath the green flag. Hands on your heads once we have this. Next, go to the motion category and find the move 10-step block. Drag it underneath the say block. Once you have this, put your hands on your heads. Perfect! Now, with your partners, take turns dragging the blocks, remembering to put the say block first and then the move block underneath. Great job! You got the say block from the look category and the move block. Now run your program. See what happens. Fantastic! Your Scratch said something first and then moved. Now I want everyone to try something. Swap the blocks so the move block is on top and the say block is underneath. Run your program again. See what happens now. Share with your partners because you guys are going to share with the whole class. James, what happened this time? That's right, the character moved first and then said something. Your Scratch didn't say something and then move anymore. So what does this tell us about the order of our instructions? The order matters. Changing the sequence changes what happens to our story. It's time for you to create your own story now. You're going to give your Scratch some commands to tell a story in the correct order. Think about what happens first, what happens next, and what happens at the end. Here is a question for you to investigate. How can we make our character tell a story in the correct order? Now you will make your own version. You can use blocks from the look category to make your character say something or think something. You can use blocks from the motion category to make your character move or turn or glide. It's up to you. Remember, you need at least 3 blocks in your sequence. Test your program after you add each block. Wow, I can see you added a spin block from the motion category at the end. Run your program. Does the character do everything in the right order? I see you experimenting with changing the order. What did you discover when you swapped the blocks? Exactly, changing the sequence changes what happens. That's very important. Alright everyone, save your work and close your laptops. Once you've done this, put your hands on your heads. Let's come back together as a class now. I saw some amazing work today. You all created sequence to make your character move, talk, and spin using different programs and algorithms. In a moment, we're going to share what we learned. Leave your devices closed and bring your attention to me.
Alright everyone, let's bring our attention back to the front. Laptops closed or tilted down for me, thank you. To finish today's lesson, we're going to review what we've learned about using Scratch to create a digital story. Today we learned that Scratch follows coding blocks in a sequence. A sequence means the correct order of instructions. This connects to what we already know about stories. A story usually has a beginning, a middle, and an end. The beginning is where the story starts, the middle is where the main action happens, and the end is where the story finishes. In Scratch, our coding blocks work in a similar way. We need to think carefully about what happens first, what happens next, and what happens at the end. So our main learning from today is a sequence is the correct order of instructions that tells Scratch what to do. Why does order matter? Now let's think about why order matters. In the first example, the story follows a clear order. The character might enter the scene, say hello, move across the screen, and then say goodbye. That makes sense because the action happens in a logical sequence. Now, let's look at the second example. If the character says goodbye before they even enter the scene, or if they move before the story has properly started, the story becomes confusing. This shows us something very important about computers. The computer does not guess what we mean. It follows instructions exactly as we place them. So if our coding blocks are in the wrong order, our Scratch story may not make sense. That is why programmers need to test their program. If something does not work properly, we can move the blocks around, test it again, and fix the mistake. That process is called debugging. Alright, let's check our understanding with 3 quick questions. Question 1. What is a sequence? A good answer is a sequence is the correct order of steps or instructions. Question 2. Why is sequence important in Scratch? Correct. Sequence is important because Scratch follows the coding blocks from top to bottom. If the blocks are in the wrong order, the story or animation may not work the way we planned. Question 3. What happens if we change the order of the coding blocks? If we change the order, the outcome changes. For example, the sprite might move before it talks, or it might talk before it enters the scene. The program changes because the order of instructions has changed. Now, turn to the person next to you and tell them one thing that your sprite did in your Scratch story. Try to use one of our digital technology's words: sequence, algorithm, instruction, program, or code. Thank you, everyone. I heard some strong explanations using our coding vocabulary. For example, you might have said, my algorithm made the sprite walk, then talk, then spin. Alright guys, before we finish, we're going to complete a quick exit ticket. This exit ticket helps me check what you understood from today's lesson and what we may need to practice again next time. For question 1, you need to circle the correct answer. A sequence is the correct order of instructions. For question 2, you need to put the birthday story in the correct order. Think carefully about what should happen first, next, and then last. The correct answer would be first, Emma walks into the room. Next, her friends shout surprise. Last, everyone celebrates with birthday cake. For question 3, complete the sentence. Today I learned that sequence is... A strong answer could be, today I learned that sequence is the order of instructions that tells Scratch what to do. You can write your answer, and if it helps, you can explain your thinking, and you may also draw a quick picture. As you complete your exit ticket, I want you to think about your own Scratch project. Did your story happen in the correct order? Did you need to move any blocks around? Did your sprite do what you expected it to do? Alright, right before we pack up, I want to give you some feedback on today's learning. I saw many students using strong digital technologies vocabulary such as sequence, instruction, program, algorithm, and code. I saw students testing their programs carefully. Some of you noticed that your sprite did not do what you expected, so you changed the order of your blocks and tested it again. That is excellent coding behavior. One common mistake today was thinking that Scratch knows what we want it to do. Scratch does not guess. Scratch only follows the instructions that we give it in the exact order we place them. So if the order is wrong, the story might not make sense. That is why sequence and debugging are so important. Next lesson, we're going to build on this by learning about selection. Selection means the programs can make a decision and follow different pathways. For example, if the user chooses one option, the story might go one way. If the user chooses a different option, the story might go another way. So today, we learned that sequence controls the order of a digital story. And next, we're going to learn how choices make our digital stories more interactive. Please save your Scratch projects, close your laptops when instructed, and hand in your exit ticket before you leave. Great work today, everyone.